everybody. My name is Lorenzo Murray, and I'm with your home team at Hunt Real Estate. And today, I got a treat for you. I got a treat because I was introduced to this person. Come to find out, I knew her baby sister all along, but I met her in another network. And when I realized what she did and what she was about, I just knew I had to bring her and share who she is and what she does with everyone. So everyone, please welcome Alexandria Carver-Noi from Better Neighborhoods in Schenectady. And I reached out to her last week. I said to her, I saw you, we were on Facebook communicating, and I said, you started dropping knowledge just like you just did about a few minutes ago. And I said, hey, I slid right in your DM proud and was like, I need you on my show. Like, I need you to come and educate. So thank you for coming. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure. So
tell us about who you are, where you're from, how you ended up where you are at Better Neighborhoods, and a little bit about Better Neighborhoods, and then we'll get in from there.
Okay, so I'm a native of Albany. I have a bachelor's in public policy from Russell Sage College, and prior to getting into the home ownership and in community real estate industry, I worked at the New York State Assembly's office as a legislative analyst. But during my time there, I realized that I was unable to have the impact that I wanted to have on my community. I'm from a low income family. I'm from a single family household, and home ownership was always in sight for my mother, but she was unable to accomplish it. And I ran across a posting on Indeed, and I was like, this sounds like it would match what I'm looking to do. I would be able to have an impact and give back to my community in this way. And this is how I wind up at Better Community Neighborhoods. I am currently the housing counseling program manager, and I've been doing that for 5 years. I oversee our foreclosure and pre-purchase department, and it also includes budgeting and rental counseling, et cetera. So now I'm here helping people make dreams come true and tackle obstacles in the way of home ownership and preventing foreclosure.
Huge. So a little fun fact, and this is something that I'm proud of. When Phil and I bought our first home, completely naive to the game. Like, it is legit. This is a game. I don't care what anybody says. This is a game. And you need to know how to play the game in order for you to get what you want. And the more people, the more, remember that game on TV, and it was like Phone a Friend. What was it called? I can't remember. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. I feel like the more people you have in your circle, the more people you have in your artillery, the better off you are. I was not from here when I bought my first home. I was completely naive to home ownership. I was naive to the buying process. No fault of anyone's, but I didn't really understand it the way I understand it now. I understand to play that game. And when Phil and I bought our first home, and we got married the same year. There's a lot of financial responsibility, trying to just learn all that stuff. And so we decided that we were going to go FHA. And, in hindsight, I wish I probably hadn't gone that route, but it is what it is. And so we went with a lower down payment, and we paid off, our wedding was debt-free, right? So that was fine. But I didn't understand taxes. I didn't understand PITI, interest, taxes, and insurance. I was told I was qualified, so I went and got the house, right? I'm making this payment. But little did I realize that had I had the knowledge I had now, I probably wouldn't have made that decision, solely because our taxes were outrageous. They were $8,000 a year. All right. And so because they were $8,000 a year, I think maybe a year into making those payments or 2 years in, it just dawned on me. And I'm like, and now I'm in real estate, because at that point when I bought the house, I wasn't a realtor. And now that I was a homeowner, Phil and I, Phil was working, I'm working, but now I'm a realtor and I'm understanding everything. And I'm like, wow, I kind of zigged when I should have zagged. And had I known the things that I knew later on, I wouldn't have made that decision. So long story short, we end up being faced with an opportunity to make some moves within our family. And I could have sold the home, but if I had sold the home outright, I would have ended up having to come to the table with money out of pocket, because the house hadn't appreciated, because the first couple of years, we'd only had the house a couple of years, and you're paying all that interest, right? You're not even touching the principal. Mm-hmm. So because you're not touching the principal, you have the option. You want to sell, that's fine, you can sell, but you still need to pay this balance. Well, once you factor in all those fees, it's either come to the table with X amount of dollars so you can walk away scot-free, or you can short sale. And so I had never understood what short sale was. I never understood what foreclosure was. And I say all that to say that Phil and I went through the short sale process, and proud of it. I made the conscious decision because I took the opportunity to understand what it is. And I sit here before you in another home that we've purchased, right? So it's not like you are ostracized or executing. That's right. You know, it's having the knowledge and being able to make the decisions that are best for you. And I didn't know you then, right? So I'm sure I could have come to you and said, hey, this is what I'm facing. What are my options? And so that's why I'm with you guys today saying, you really need to talk to Alexandria or somebody like her. So Alexandria, you guys are based in Schenectady.
We're based in Schenectady.
However, that does not mean that you only help people in the city of Schenectady and Schenectady County. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So
wherever you live, we can help you, because it's so much bigger than just purchasing, right? It's about aligning that budget, knowing what's affordable for you. So fixing credit or guiding you or pointing you in the right direction. So you don't have to be in one area for us to do that.
So when I look at Credit Karma, or I look at any of these other credit apps, which, side note, banks do not look at that, right? They look at something completely different. But based upon what's available to me, if I look at my Credit Karma and my Credit Karma says I'm a 510, am I out of luck? Am I ever going to be a homeowner?
You are not out of luck because credit is repairable. And I always remind the clients that when you're dealing with Credit Karma, they're third-party entities, right? So we know that when you are going to apply for a mortgage, they're looking at the older models, credit models, FICO scores 2, 4, and 5. So Credit Karma may be looking at a newer model, or the Advantage score, they'd be looking at model number 9. So it may not be exactly what your lender is capturing when they look at your credit report. But 510 is fixable. There's going to be some work that you're going to have to do to accomplish the goal of homeownership, but it's doable. And I always say the first step is knowing, right? So now that we know, we can address it and we can come up with a plan together.
Excellent. Can you give us a success story? And what I mean by a success story, I can think of many, but can you give me a success story where somebody came in, obviously don't want to know their names and who they are, but someone who came in who really was down and out, when they were first introduced to you, and you look at them now, and now they are a homeowner, and they came from somebody that really didn't have a lot of savings. They didn't have a great credit score, but now they've achieved that goal of home ownership. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I recently, about 3 months ago, closed on a client that I have been working with over the last 3 years. She lived in public housing for 27 years. She put her daughter through college, and she had 2 daughters who she put through school. So after 27 years living in public housing, she just kind of didn't know where to start. When she initially came into the agency, which was prior to me working there, she had got shut down. Her credit wasn't where it needs to be. She didn't have any money for out-of-pocket expenses, so she gave up. I wind up stumbling across her file and giving her a call and asking her to come in if I can assess where she is. She had a 525 credit score. She had steady income, but she didn't have a budget in line. She had probably like $8,000 in debt, in collections, whether that be credit cards and medical debt. And I began to work with her, and we began to set up short-term goals for her to pay things off. She had a surplus in money after we figured out a budget that was realistic for her that she could stick to. So she had a surplus. She began to take that monthly surplus and start tackling down some of these collections that she had. And when I say that she walked into homeownership with $12,000 saved and, just ready. It was an amazing journey for her. And I'm proud of her. I'm really proud of her. She sticks in my head because she did the work. Not every home buyer will do the work. Not every person has what it takes to do the work when you're presented with obstacles. So it takes a special person, and it takes me to be able to motivate the person as well, to help them realize if we put the work and you stick to the plan, it is accomplishable.
That's huge. It's huge. I think you said a key piece there is you've got to be willing and committed to do the work. Nobody can really do that work for you. And it's not like you have a magic pill or a magic button to press. Mm-hmm. You've got to be willing to do that work. That's a great story. I think of a lady who, similar, her credit wasn't horrible. She was in the sixes, low sixes. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was she was a single mom, and she did not have a lot of money for down payment. And so she was able to take not one, but 2 grants, and she was able to attach those grants and was able to, being someone who didn't qualify financially, to being a conventional buyer, which was she had a substantial amount of money that she was able to, 3 grants, because she had done at that time was the match program, mm-hmm. right? Match, and then she was able to pick up 2 additional grants. So the success stories are endless, and I think it's huge. So what do people need to do in order to get in touch with you? Like, how do they find you?
They can find me on Facebook or visit our website. Our website is currently under reconstruction because Better Neighborhoods recently merged with Community Land Trust. So we're in a little bit of we're in a reconstruction stage right now, but you can reach me by email. You can reach me by telephone directly. You can DM me on Facebook as you did, Lorenzo. I'm always available and willing. There's a passion and a fire in me to really help people accomplish homeownership goals and be a part of stabilizing our communities.
What's the best email to reach you at?
ACAR, V as in Victor, ER at better-neighborhoods.org.
And the best phone number to reach you at?
518-372-7469, extension 3.
And Monday through Friday is the best time?
Friday, 9 to 5.
Excellent. And if I have questions, I can email you, I can call you.
Yes.
Situation. Guys, I think the key that I want to drive home here is everyone's situation everyone's roadmap to home ownership looks a little bit different, right? There's no cookie cutter approach. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
It's, it's very unique to what's going on in your world. And so even with, our current times and bank lending requirements, Alexandria can help you with all of that, right? No, she is not a lender, right? No, she is not a credit repair person per se. She is a home housing counsel that's available for you to answer your questions and really get you on that roadmap to success. And I find a lot of times, more times than not, we tend to think that we're fighting this uphill battle by ourselves, and you're not in this by yourself. How much do you cost?
I am free of charge. And you said something, Lorenzo, and I would be remiss if I didn't say this. My job is to educate the clients and help them make a sound decision in the home buying process. I'm going to assess your credit, your budget, and affordability so that you know what you are looking at and what you're capable of before you get to your lender and your realtor. I want them to be able to articulate their needs and be able to understand the lingo of the real estate industry. So things aren't foreign to them when they get to their realtor. Things aren't foreign to them when they get to their lender. They have some type of understanding of the process and what's to come. And it's all free of charge. The only charge would be to take the home buying education workshop, which is needed for most down payment and closing cost assistance programs in the capital region.
What kind of grants are out there? That's great feedback. What kind of grants are out there? I mean, just kind of drop us with some grants that you know that are readily available to home buyers.
Okay, so right now, during COVID-19, we have the Home Buying Dream program that the first round of that is coming up on May 11th will be the first round of that grant. And that is with 7 lenders that participate in the Federal Home Loan Bank. So this grant program will give you $14,500 towards down payment and closing costs. And there are no restrictions in the area in which you purchase as long as your lender service is there. The other big program that I work as a liaison with the City of Schenectady is the City of Schenectady Second Mortgage Program. And this program is catered to those individuals that are looking to purchase within the City of Schenectady. It will give you $10,000, 10% with a max of $10,000 for down payment and closing costs, with the only stipulation is that you live in a house for 5 years. There are also several grants that another local housing council operates, Tripp and Troy. You also have Albany Housing Partnership in Albany. They have very similar grants. And then you have ACRA in Voorheesville, who has several different down payment and closing cost assistance as well. And most of these programs you're able to piggyback them on top of each other based on need as well.
So I could potentially take, if I was buying a home in Schenectady and I qualified for the up to $10,000 max, let's say I got $10,000 from that grant, what has the 5-year live-in house minimum, and then combine that with the first grant you mentioned for $14,500. That now makes me potentially, I've got $25,000 that I can put towards my closing costs.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And you want to fall, the City of Schenectady will go by the area median income. So you want to fall in that bracket. And with the Home Buyers Dream program, you cannot be over $75,000 household income.
Yeah, I mean, well, everybody's not eligible. Obviously, if everybody was eligible, they wouldn't be any available. So, this is really for those who truly need it.
Right.
Not for someone who doesn't need it. And that's huge. I think that's great. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Is there, for a parting piece of information, if there's one thing that you would want everybody to know about getting prepared for home ownership before we leave today, what would it be?
If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's layout will be different, but it is possible. Sometimes you have to tweak, you have to take different paths, but you have to be willing to put the work in and explore all of your options.
Huge. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Let's go.
Let's go. We got some work to do. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, just with what I'm hearing out there, I don't have a crystal ball, but what I'm hearing, the market is strong. The finance rates, I think, are going to remain competitive. So this is a great opportunity for you to leverage. Leverage is my favorite word. Yeah. Leverage your team. Have a team. You need a team. I can't stress it to you enough. Do not try and go into this alone. For all my Boston, Metro Boston areas, I can help you there as well. This was just a connection that I made here in the capital region. So I really wanted to make sure I made that public and everybody was able to see. So Alexandria, thank you so much
Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you.
Because we're doing a panel discussion, which I'm super excited about in the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be we've got myself as a realtor, we've got a credit repair person, we've got financial planner on deck. We've got a home inspector, an attorney, a lender, like you name it, we have it.
So, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for that one. So I'll be throwing a flyer out on social media with that soon. But again, thank you so much. for tuning in and joining us. And Alexandria, thank you for being a part of this.
My
I'd like to get this out to the public. Guys, my name is Lorenzo Murray with your home team at Hunt Real Estate. And I thank you for tuning in again. Have a good day. Take care.